abstract. Yeah, it's complicated. What you say, the way you act. Well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends. There is a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting. Still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be.
Still dancing. I'm still dancing. Probably don't even have the right beat anymore, but I had to take my earpiece out. Hey everybody, it's Erin. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully you're having fun at the summit. I've really been enjoying watching all of the comments because I'm usually behind the scenes. Ardith is helping me today, right now, during my live, but I have been watching all of the comments coming through. Sorry for a couple of the mishaps and being a little bit late on a couple of the speakers. You know, gremlins happen. It's just what they are. So welcome everybody. So just to recap, I love it. We already have our first question. Love the card and the pack download. Trick to the video. Okay, I did read this one earlier, but I'll read the whole thing just to make sure. So thank you so much for loving the card. Thank you so much, Ruth. The holiday pattern in the video looks quite blue, but it looks much more green in design space. So there's two reasons for that. The first reason is on the screen, there is a certain set of colors, but when you print it, it is another set of colors. So there is two different kind of color sets. It also depends on the kind of printer you have. I have a decent printer. I don't have a deluxe printer, so it's going to get as close to color as it can. And let me pull the cards up. I just have them here. So that is why mine look a little more blue than what they look like on the screen for the page, is because my printer can't get that tone of green. And as I was building it in the design and I was making everything, it doesn't always translate over. So if yours prints a little bit more blue, or if you're looking at mine going, she didn't use the same thing. I did. It's a little bit different. So that's what it is. So just to recap, just to show both of everybody what the cards are. I know they look all kind of funny because I wanted to splay them out, but you have the cards and they can get tucked in a couple of different ways depending on how you want to fold them. So here they are. And I forget for the life of me what in the world I called this particular fold. It looks like a flying bird, truly, but they're fun. They kind of sit. I mean, this is what I mean by a flying bird. They look like little flying birds, but they sit really pretty. Like if you want to have them go on a mantle, because you got the front panel and whatever you want to put on this front panel, this front square, you can have fun with. So this is the free printable that you get. I did deactivate the code. So for anybody who goes to my site, they're like, where do I put the code? I went ahead and set it to 0. But starting like in a couple of days, I'm going to reactivate that code because it technically is a product I sell at my site. But just to make everything easy, I deactivated the code for everybody. So you're welcome. But if you're watching on the replay, if you happen to get the VIP pass, the code is listed down in the info when you're going to get the freebie. The code is listed right there. So it makes life easy for everybody. I could not get the right measurements on the card. The measurements are, and I made this card 6 months ago. So they're listed on the worksheet. So that is one of the things on the video. And I did post them on the video itself. I believe I put them in the video and printed, but I don't remember what the measurements are off the top of my head. And there's a lot of different measurements for different scoring. And I mean, there's two different panels. The good news is all the panels are the same, but they're all on the screen and they all are also on the worksheet that you can print out. If you have the VIP pass, you get the printed worksheet. I try to do it both ways for those that are also getting the free pass. So off the top of my head, I don't remember. It's all there. I had it written down somewhere. What other crafting do I love? Oh, a little bit of everything. So that kind of leads into, well, let me caveat. Let me tell you what I'm not a fan of, mostly just due to time. I don't have the time, maybe in another portion of my life. I'm not a fan of things that take extremely long amount of time, mostly because this is my job. This is what I do, is crafting and creating and card making and all that stuff. And video content and hosting retreats in person and virtual, and do the summits and, help on the back end with producing with all these amazing, summits that I'm a part of. And so like quilting, that just takes too long. Sewing, big, long projects, crafting or like crocheting or knitting or like needlepoint. Those things are just too long for me to try and finish a project from point A to point B. And I can do them all. Well, I haven't learned to crochet. I really do wish I would learn how to do that at some point. I just don't have the time in my schedule to do that at this moment. But all the other crafts, and I am a big fan of things where I can like double dip and it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Let me give you an example. This is going to lead into another question, another little thing. So I have my virtual retreat coming up at the end of this month, and kits and tickets are on sale right now. I did put the link down in the info section of this video. It's on my website, erinreedmakes.com. You can click on Maker's Retreat. There is a video that went live today on my YouTube channel, which basically shows all the fun products because we had an in-person retreat that happened a couple weeks ago. But I know not everybody can come, and there's only 14 slots that are available to be purchased for that in-person retreat. It's really small. We have the whole house to ourselves. But all of those projects are available virtually. So there's 3 educators, myself, Eileen Hull, and Cassandra Louise. We are all coming in. Eileen is the queen of journals, and she works with Sizzix, and she is amazing about creating fun projects with all of her amazing dies. So she's coming in, and we're creating everything has to do with the journal. So we're doing lots of her journal. We're creating the front end. She's showing us how to put the whole thing together, books, a tassel to go in the journal. I'm bringing in sublimation. So let me show you one of my projects here. So this is sublimation. I love it. So we've got this. So this is your swag bag that's full of all kinds of fun goodies. But we're also sublimating it so you can put your journal in there. We're also doing keychains and bookmarks. And then Cassandra Louise, she is doing all kinds of fun mixed media. We're also using a gel plate. So you're going to get a gel plate in your kit, and we're going to do tons of different techniques, which includes what we did on this book bag here. Book bag, swag, whatever you canvas, a tote bag, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it a book bag because it goes with the journal. So we're doing lots of fun techniques to deal with mixed media. You're getting the paints that are needed. You're getting the gel plate. You're getting all of the fun markers that go with that. I'm also doing some journal pages where it's just doodling and playing with stickers. And it's just a ton of fun. There is a card class in the event. And let me show you those 2 cards. These are so much fun. They're so cute. So we do have this as a card class in the event. And just to show you some of the fun things, this is just a small smattering of what's in the kit. You're getting the whole set of stencils from Eileen. You're getting some Catherine Pooler inks to play. Where do you think some of those ink colors are in there? So there's all kinds of fun stuff that is in this event. And again, the link is down below. There's only a limited supply of the kits. When they're gone, they're gone. But there is a way to join the event, kind of like the VIP pass here, where you're a part of all the stuff. There's lots of digital downloads. There's lots of cool things. You just don't get a kit mailed to you. But there's still lots of things that you can do, potentially with supplies you already have in your home to participate. And you get all the tutorials and everything. Or you can purchase the kit and we send you everything, minus like scissors, glue, paper trimmer. That's pretty much everything else would be included. So it's going to be fun. All right, today years old when you learned oh, yes. Okay, let me slow that down because I know I just said that super fast. I tend to talk fast when I'm excited. I'm sorry about that. So I'm over here looking at my comments. So I was today years old when I learned I can use your paper cutter to score. Cards are beautiful. Thank you for the class. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you so much. Yes, I am notorious for putting away a supply, a tool of some kind, and forgetting where it went. I also like to have everything right here because I have all these drawers. And to put too many things together is just really difficult, or to have too many bits and pieces is just very hard. So when I realized like there's a little, and not all, some of them, because you have to have that groove right there in your, let me show you in case anybody was forgetting. I love my paper trimmer. It is the best thing in the world. And maybe some of you already do this. For those that you have already done this, that's fine. Let me just get a sheet of paper. We'll get a nice bright color so we can see it. But yeah, you could line it up and go, yeah, I want to score at 1. And let's go to the easiest thing. 7/8. It's not 1 7/8. Let's get that on screen. Is not an easy measurement to go by. So just raise your bar and then get your scoring tool. And if I could find one in my drawer, that would be fantastic. This is where you have too many things. This is the problem I have. And you can't find it. So we're going to go with something else. You know, when you can't find something, you improvise. And yeah, you can just score right along. And you're following the groove. And boom, I just scored that. I followed the groove. That's a really bright color on there. Yellow is not the color to pick for that. Whew, that was bright. That's okay. I'm in love with those little word drawers behind your head. What are they called and where can I get some? The word drawers? The little white drawers. The white drawers. Is this, you're talking about these guys right here? So these came from a company called Totally Tiffany, and I bought them at scrapbook.com years ago. And they pull out and they're nice and long. Look at these things, if this is what you're referring to. And I put a lot of my color pops in here, and I try to squish as many. So I put some of them upside down as well because I'm running out of room. I also have glitter up here, which I never use. So I really need to move the glitter and put things that I would want to access more often here. But it's just a nice space because I have all my paintbrushes here too. I love my calyx. This is my best friend, and it makes a nice backdrop because why not? I wanted to show you one other thing, and I meant to do this on the video. Let me put my paper trimmer away. Oh, go ahead, pop it up on screen. It's fine. Any issue mailing your cards? Had USPS send handmade cards back? So, good question. The Postal Service in the United States can be a little bit picky, and the good news is that this particular card, and I did pull out an envelope to answer this question. This particular card here, it doesn't have anything attached to it. It's nice and flat. When this folds up, it's pretty well, it's very, very flat. And it does fit inside a standard A2 size envelope. So this fits just fine. There's nothing else on here. There's no gems, there's no rhinestones, no muss, no fuss. So I've never had a problem with a card like this. Yes, there's some layers, but no different than another card that would potentially have a gift card inside of it. I don't think this would get stopped in any way. A card like this, on the other hand, with all of the fun elements, and it's got dimension on the front, and it's got all kinds of front panels, this, you would either have to do one of two things. You would have to put it in a bubble mailer and spend a little extra money to mail this amazing card that you don't want to get damaged, plus it won't damage your card, or deliver it in person if that is possible. So you could always send a care package. People love care packages, and you can pop the card into the care package. Who in here would not be averse to having a fun, like a bubble mailer show up in their mailbox that had a handmade note and then maybe a little goodie, because you can make that a little bit bigger for just a couple extra bucks. Just saying, just saying. We would all be thrilled if we got that. My mother-in-law only sends cards in bubble mailers, period, whenever she mails us cards. The age-old questions: do you fold into or against the scorization? Loretta, you're funny. I don't know. I just do it. I think I fold up. So I just scored the yellow one. Sorry, it's big bright thing again. I scored this way. I think the first time, and this is what I usually do to make sure I have a nice good score, I will go up first to see it, and I'll come back and forth. And I don't pull a bone folder. I use my hands. I'm a very, very tactile person. I will flip it over and I'll go back again, and I'll do this. So I guess the answer is both. So if I scored something, I will go both directions, you know, and really make sure I have a nice good score. And that score just came from, what did I grab? I grabbed the back end of some tweezers, and I mean, you don't need fancy tools, people. It's cool to have them, but I just use my paper trimmer. I like my paper trimmer. So there you go. So I was going to tell you something. Oh, more. I'm not expecting a lot of questions. I'm loving this. And I'm from a producer where Ardif is at. It is awesome that you guys are asking so many amazing questions. It really makes it easier on the speaker side from this end to have questions. Otherwise, you're like, okay, what do I do next? What do I do next? So thank you. Thank you on behalf of all the speakers for everybody asking questions in the lives. You are amazing. All right, your retreat. Will this retreat be on videos that can be accessed at any time? I almost signed up for it. We'll be traveling across the country on the 30th and 31st. Great question. Okay, so they are videos and you have lifetime access to the event. There are some pre-recorded videos and there are also live videos. So some of the projects that all three of the instructors are going to be doing, we are recording live, so you can interact with us just like we're doing right now. And I will be producing on the back end. Sometimes I produce myself, so I'll be popping questions on the screen. So as we're creating the project, just like we were in a class, you can ask me questions in real time. Those lives will be available as a replay indefinitely, and they're only available for those that have a paid ticket. There's no free ticket for the event. This is purely like a retreat. It is just those that paid come into the event. Sorry, I run it a little bit differently than the summits. but it is going to be a ton of fun. So yes, all those videos are available on replay 100% of the time. And you can always pop me messages if you have questions about any of the projects, or to the other 2 educators. There's only 3 educators. So we're keeping it nice, small, intimate, and all of us are teaching multiple classes. And then we have some amazing sponsors coming in, and we have some lives with them. So if you did not get a ticket, or it's just out of your budget to be able to afford a ticket, there is still a lot of free content that you can view on my YouTube channel, kind of like what we're doing with the speaker lives right now. We have updates and giveaways. We're going to be doing speaker lives, and we're going to have extra classes like Catherine Pooler is coming. Eileen's going to be doing a couple of lives. Actually, she has 3 lives we're doing streamed across YouTube for anybody to watch. And the full schedule will be available on my website, Erin Reed Makes, and you can see which ones are only available for those that have the retreat ticket or that are viewable for every person. So you can still be a part of it. And the giveaways are open to everybody once that giveaway page is open. And there's like giveaways for retreat tickets, and there's giveaways for extra mini swag bags and all kinds of cool stuff. So we got lots of cool stuff coming your way. Don't worry. Am I familiar with the Fiskars LED trimmer? There's a strip in the groove, and it says to take in, out for scoring, and then replace it or throw out. I am not familiar with that. It sounds cool. I've never played with it. It sounds kind of neat. I have had that particular, the trimmer that you just saw me had, that's a Fiskars trimmer, and I do replace the blades, and I cut a lot of paper. And I cut everything from thin paper to heavy cardstock. I've even cut chipboard with that thing. And I replaced the cutting blades. I'm going to get to the answer in a minute. I replaced the cutting blades 3 or 4 times a year. And I'm hard on my trimmer. And I'll cut with the blade both directions because I don't just cut down, I cut up and down. But I've had that paper trimmer for 17 years now. There was one time, and I have to give props to Fiskars because this is awesome. Granted, this has not happened to me in a long time. I mean, like, this baby is seen its fair share of stuff. But at one point, there's a little guide wire right in here. Can you hear it? Feels like I'm playing a banjo. Ding, 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 ding. There's a guide wire in here, and it snapped on me. And then it caused other problems. And I contacted Fiskars. I sent them a message. I posted a picture. There was a whole thing. They replaced the whole thing for free. It's lifetime guarantee. At least it was. And that was 10 years ago. And I replaced, they sent me a whole other bar, like this whole piece right here. And then they showed me like how to replace it, how to pop it back in place. It's been 0 problem since. But I've loved this. And I would be very hesitant to change it because I'm so fast. Like, maybe am I the only one? You get so good using a tool. Like, I'm almost afraid that they would discontinue this. Like, I want to go buy 2 more. Because if I didn't have my precious paper trimmer, I would be lost. It's not precious. I don't have the purr. I can precious. There we go. I got a little bit of one. Lord of the Rings homage for anybody who was paying attention to that. All right. Where do I find inspiration for new folds? I play. Sometimes I go on Pinterest and I see something and go, ooh, and then I play and then I change it. Sometimes, and I seem to be the queen of the fun folds for this Card Maker Success Summit. I did it the first time and I was like, well, that's a fun way to do the cards. And I just kind of keep doing them. I do lots of other cards as well. But yeah, sometimes I just play and go, that would be a fun way to do it. Or like I said, I get inspiration from seeing somebody else who's created something. And then I use that as a launching pad and then create it to go my own way. I don't think there's anything that is 100% new out there, but I try not to. If I did accidentally, and I have done this, I have designed something, and the next thing I turn around, I'm like, I thought I was the one who invented that. I should never assume I invented anything. It's always been done before. So if I ever did potentially thought that I copied somebody, it was not intentional. But that's the whole point of this. We love to feed off of each other. So to me, the biggest compliment is to copy my card and to do exactly what I did and recreate it. And if you ever do anything with my stuff, tag me. I love it. All right. What is the easiest fun fold to make for someone who has never made one? Ooh, let me show you. We'll do it right here. And then I got to jump off because we got the next person. Okay. So I'm going to get white. No, I'm going to get, we'll use the yellow. I already started with this one. This one is to be the biggest no-brainer in the world. So we're going to cut this in half to be a 5x5, right? Take your paper, pay no attention. Oh, yeah. We'll take the sticker off. This is the easiest one. I'm not going to put the panels on here, but I'm going to show you the base of the card. All right. So normally, this is your, there's a sticker. It's bugging me, but pretend it's not there. You take your card, a normal card is you would fold this in half, and this would be your normal A2 size card, right? Fold this in half, boom, boom. And that's going to bug me, so it's going to go on the inside because I can't stand seeing that. There we go. This is heavy paper. All right, so that would be your normal card. The next, this is the no-brainerest card in the world. Take the front panel and fold it back. That'd be a fun fold right there. Ta-da! Now, you could also, whatever embellishment you want. Do I have something? Of course, I have nothing handy. Pretend I had something handy. Erin, you got to have, okay. Pretend this is a thingy I made. It's a gift card for something. You could take a square, a rectangle, glue it on the front, and put your pattern paper, put stamps, put whatever, glue this on the front, and just don't glue back here. And now you have a fun little panel in the front. I think I did this version of a card at one of these summits at one point. This is not new. I did not invent this. It's just the easiest one. And then you pull the card open like this. It is so simple. It is so, so easy. And it's truly take a normal card, flip the back one out, and then put a circle element would look cute here, a square, a rectangle, a star. Just be careful whenever you glue it. You only glue to this front panel. Do not glue it to the back. And then when you open it up, you can have something kind of hiding behind like a little peekaboo. Those are the easiest. That to me is the easiest card in the world. And it still has kind of a cool wow factor because you can have, when it opens, a surprise on the inside. So that to me is the simplest one there is. So hopefully that answered that question. And I have my lovely It's a Wrap logo. Thank you, Arta. So thank you so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. And for all the amazing comments, I'm assuming there might be some questions on there that I didn't get to. And just as a heads up, I've been telling all the speakers, if there was any questions that we didn't answer in the live, for them to go back and watch the replays on YouTube and answer them in the comments. It just takes 4 to 6 hours, sometimes 8 hours for the replay of the comments to populate. So they can't do it right away. And they weren't always aware that there were questions or what the questions were. So give them a couple of days to go back and look at the comments. And if you're watching on the replay, you can leave new comments down in the info, like in the comment section. And I've been asking the speakers to go back and look at those and answer in the comments. So I'm going to tell myself the same thing. Go back and look at the comments in a couple of days. And don't forget to sign up for that Makers Retreat. It is going to be so much fun. We're going to have a blast. Link is down below. And as a heads up, the prices that are posted right now are the lowest they're going to be. They're going to be raised in about a week. So get them before they go up. This is the pre-sale price before early bird happens. We got to come up with fun names to come with things. So thank you everybody for watching. And I'll see everybody in the comments on the back end and the next person who's live in a few minutes. Bye, everybody.